It will be better from next week when I'm in my new house.
Oh, moving
Going
next
to a
week.
new house.
Yeah, I'm moving on Saturday. I'm moving in with one of my friends.
Very good.
Yes. Right near Siren as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So they're now coming to Reading anyway, so it's fine.
So I'm right near Siren. And
You will be,
Phantom,
won't you?
and
Yeah.
Double Barrels. And the Nag's Head. And the Greyfriar. And the Fox and Hounds.
Yeah, all right. We have started recording. I don't know if you know this.
Okay. Good.
Good
Right,
start,
do you want me to do
good
an
start to the season. Yeah, but I mean, feel free, mate. Feel free. As far as I
good.
know, you're still the presenter.
Probably this was a chat for off record, but still.
Well, it's okay. I'll just, I was going to say I'll edit it, but I probably won't bother.
Professional as ever. Anyway.
Good start to the season. That's why we win awards.
Good start to the season indeed. But hello to anyone who's listening and welcome to the Berkshire Football Stories chat podcast with me, Rob Davis, Tom Canning.
Hello.
And Abby Ticehurst.
Hello.
How are we doing, everyone? It's been a little while since we had a chat.
Yeah, all good. I think we were only going to take a month off, weren't we? And then it snowballed into 2. And here we are, start of the season this week.
Yeah. I don't think any of that was discussed. How my vacation requests were never fully firmed up when I signed up for this. Abby, have you come down from Cloud 9 yet after Sunday's performance?
No, absolutely not. Ask me again in maybe 3 months. No, I was talking to a few people at work yesterday, and I did tell them that I have cried probably 20 plus times in the last 72 hours. I cried when the full whistle went. I cried when we were dancing and singing. I cried when I got into bed. I keep crying at all the compilation videos.
Yeah.
Just proper emotional stuff.
So I mean, I must have watched since yesterday. I've watched the last 15 minutes of the game, so extra time and the final whistle, probably 6 times. And there was a story on the Mirror about, and I hadn't noticed it when it happened, but there was a story on the Mirror about why Serena Wiegman kissed her bracelet a couple of times at full time.
Oh, and Tom, you're going to make me cry again. I can already tell.
It was because apparently she lost her sister a couple of weeks before the tournament.
Yeah.
And I can't stop watching it. I get so emotional. It's ridiculous.
I keep seeing the photos of Fran lifting the trophy to the sky as well. That keeps setting me off as well. So yeah, basically, I'm just an emotional mess right now, Rob. It's the summation of it.
Well, I'm glad I brought it up. To extend that and so you could vent it on the pod.
Yeah. I'm going to, at some point, when I'm less emotionally unstable, watch the game back. But I definitely will cry if I watch it again at this point. So, yeah.
What was the feeling in the stadium when we went into extra time? Because I was watching at home and I was getting the feeling that the Germans were getting on top a little bit, actually. The England ladies were tiring. And the goal came at the perfect time because from that point, they managed the game really well, I thought, and that was my looking from the outside looking in. I guess it was probably similar for you.
Yeah. So when that Germany goal went in, genuinely, obviously the German fans were celebrating, but it just, you could have anywhere else in the stadium, you could have had a pin drop. It was just, And I went with my friend Debs, who I used to play football with, and I said to her when we were driving to the train station, I was like, Debs, just so you know, if it goes to extra time, you're going to have to help me out, and if it goes to penalties, you might need to call medical assistance. So we got to, I think it must have been sort of 107 minutes in or something. And I just turned to Debs. I was like, Debs, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And then, then obviously that Kelly goal went in and it was just absolutely outrageous. And every minute closer to the whistle, I was like, Debs, there's 7 minutes left. Debs, there's 6 minutes left. Debs, 5 minutes left. So I think, I was going to say, I don't think she wants to go to football with me ever again, but we booked tickets to the England-USA game yesterday. So she obviously had a good time. So
nice.
it was, the atmosphere was electric. It was just incredible.
Absolutely great. And jumping off the back of that, there's been plenty of posts around the internet about getting, and social media, of course, about getting to your local women's game. And obviously, we have Reading Women in the WSL here, but there's plenty of other opportunities to go and see women's football around as well. When you sum up some of the best options for us, Abby, whistle stop tour, because there's about. How many clubs are there? You'll know better than I do.
Outside of Reading, there's 25 senior
25.
sides. So I sort of accidentally ended up sounding like a David Brent sketch when I went on BBC Berkshire at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Without risk of doing that again. But so we don't have any championship representation, but we do have Maidenhead in the National League. And their fixtures are on our website now if you want to go and watch them. In fact, actually, I think the first game of the season would be a really good one to go to because they are playing newly promoted Moneyfields. So that should be a good one. That's on Sunday the 21st. So that's when that kicks off in August. And then we've had a big reshuffle in the Southern region. They have finally the last county FA in England to add a regionalised Division 1. So we now have a Division 1 North, and Caversham will be entering that this season. So now we've got 4 teams in the Southern region. And then we've got our ever full Thames Valley County Women's Football League. The constitution is not yet out, but there's obviously, where I've just mentioned that we've got the Southern region reshuffle with a new division. That means that there's going to be a reshuffle sort of at the top there. So we'll expect a few of our Berkshire sides to move up from Division 3 and South and East into Division 1 and Division 2. So that's places like Slough, S4K, they got promoted last season, so I believe they're going into Division 2. And then we've got places like Taplow as well. Who else have we got? Burfield, I think they're staying in Development Division, as far as I know, but they're around as well, there to go and see. Where else have we got? I've suddenly forgotten every place we have in Berkshire. Basically, there is a smorgasbord of places to go and watch, join, get involved at across Berkshire. So yeah, like I said, we've got 26 teams. That doesn't just include the WSL.
And roughly when does that all get started for the women's game?
Yes, so I do believe, apart from Maidenhead, who kicked things off a little bit earlier in August, the season for the Southern region and for Thames Valley starts on the 4th of September, as far as I am aware.
Sounds good. Except he chaired you, though. That's the trouble.
Rob's had enough. He's gone.
Yeah. All this talk of equality and all this nonsense. He's gone.
7 minutes into the season. This is a new podcast. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. Well, if Abby will stick, we'll keep ramming it down our throats.
Exactly. So brilliant. I presume you rounded that off very nicely, Abby. Sorry, I had to step away briefly to answer the door, but I'm sure you've covered everything completely. Is there anything else you want to highlight before we step on to other topics?
Only that there's also the FA Cup to get excited about as well. So we've got 8 Berkshire sides in it this season. So Ascot, Caversham. I forgot to mention Ascot before. I just realised. Ascot, Caversham United, Eversley in California, Maidenhead United, Mortimer are entering it for the first time, which is exciting. Reading, Slough Town, and then Woodley United. So all the FA Cup goodness is on our website. So round dates, prize funds, things like that. And then we are just waiting to find out when first round and second round qualifying, what fixtures will take place. And I believe that is either Thursday or Friday this week. The dates were conflicting on the website, so I'm not entirely sure which one they meant to say there. But yeah, this week, basically, we'll know who's playing who, when.
Lovely job indeed. So plenty to look out for there. And if you have been inspired by the feats of the England team or any of the teams in the Women's Euros over the summer, then yeah, get on down to your local club. There's plenty for you to do and plenty to choose from. So wherever you are, get onto Football in Berkshire and find a club near you. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Cheers for that, Abby.
No worries.
Right. On the men's side, we also have some football. Football started. I think we'll start with the FA Cup because that is the big story that's starting this weekend. The extra preliminary round, and there are plenty of Berkshire clubs involved. Tom, I'll come to you here. Which of the FA Cup fixtures that are starting this weekend do you want to highlight before we get going here?
Rob, as you well know, that is a very good question.
I will remind you wrote the post, Tom.
I know I did.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I did. Oh my word! I think you can't go far wrong with a little bit of a Friday night football under the lights. So obviously, Ascot v Cribs. That's a long way to go for Cribs. It's
Bristol,
the other side, wrong side of Bristol.
Okay.
Really, it's
There's
just
a causeway.
Cribs Causeway. It's quite a long old way. That there aren't any sort of that's Friday night 7:45 at Ascot. Obviously, Ascot Hollyport this time last year, wasn't it? Kicked off the FA Cup for us,
Yes.
which was a nice one. There's no derbies this year, which is a bit of a shame. There was sort of no kind of Berkshire derbies or FIB derbies, which is a little bit of a shame. So I don't know. I think Ardley United's always a good place to go. It's a bit out of the way, a bit sort of middle of nowhere, but Wokingham and Embrook at Ardley United would be quite good.
I don't even know where Ardley is.
Up in Oxfordshire.
Yeah,
Okay.
Up the A33 towards somewhere up there. To be honest, I don't really go that way very often, so
Very technical.
no need anymore. Do you know what? It's one of those things where we can ask that question, but like none of us actually know how anyone's going to go so far this season. So it's a bit of a scouting mission. It'd be interesting to see how, and that's just not me trying to fill some time because I couldn't remember what any of the fixtures were. It's a really in non-league football, especially kind of all the way down to step 5. I was going to say step 5 and 6, but all the way down to step 5. It's hard to make assessments of how because you might know how the odd team near you is going to do, but you have no idea about Risborough Rangers, Royal Wootton Bassett Town, Highworth Town, like no idea. So it's just going to be really interesting. I think Highworth Town still step 4 side. I think
yes, they are. Yeah.
So Reading City have got it all to do there. That is probably the toughest looking extra preliminary round tie that I'm aware of. So yeah, I mean, if Reading City come out of that, we'll know a bit about them.
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah. So
I think perhaps Virginia Water Hilltop might be interesting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, Ascot are playing on Friday night against Cribs, but the full lineup of Berkshire sides involved, Wokingham and Embrook travel to Ardley United, as he hinted at, Reading City travelling to Highworth Town, Hollyport travelling to Risborough Rangers, Windsor travelling to Royal Wootton Bassett Town, Tedley Cleaver at home to Wincanton Town, Thatcham Town at home to Horndean, and Virginia Water at home to Hilltop. So plenty to choose from there. All the games apart from the Ascot fixture are on Saturday, the 6th of August. Plenty of fixtures to get down there. I think, like you say, the Tadley game there would be quite interesting to get down there. We know from inside sources that Tadley are hoping for a pretty good season this year and would love a cup run. Go on, Tom.
I was going to say, I just realised Tadley aren't on my fixture list.
Are they?
I'm going to tell Dad now.
They're on the post you wrote, so
on the weekend fixture list. They're not on the this weekend's
fixture list. FA Cup website. The FA Cup post that you did. So
I've let our new boy down.
Yeah, we've lost the dressing room already. We're only 13 minutes into the podcast.
Exactly. Yes, 13 minutes.
I'm going to dob you straight in.
That is. That's got to be some sort of record for losing the dressing room.
To be honest, I've also managed to not put Thatcham Town on there as well. So, Thatcham and Tadley are both at home.
Yeah,
which doesn't help me.
What have you got against West Berkshire, Tom?
I mean, nothing really. It's in my interest now. I live here.
Good point. Yeah, absolutely. So, like you say, it's hard to pick out one team. It's hard to pick out a fixtures because you're not so sure about how other teams are going to be able to do as the season's going forward. But so as the season is kicking off for steps 1 all the way down to step 6, with the exception of the step 5 teams being involved, a lot of the step 5 and 4 teams being involved in the FA Cup this weekend. Why don't we pick out a couple of teams from Berkshire that we think are going to do very well this season? Abby, I came to Tom first, so why don't I start with you? On the men's side, who are you backing to do well at whatever level this season? Maybe somewhere close to home for you, perhaps.
Yeah, I should probably show some bias here, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Should probably say Ascot are going to do all right. No, I think I actually am quite confident that we're going to do fairly well. You just have to look at the signings we've made. We've recruited well, and we had a good cup run last season, obviously. So yeah, I think I do probably have to back Ascot, don't I? Even though I'm probably biased, I think from an outside perspective, you just have to look at Ascot to see, like that cup run last season and how well they've recruited. So yeah, why not?
Is it worth a quick explainer as to why Abby is now biased towards the yellow?
Yes.
The yellow 16th of Berkshire.
Yeah. What happened to you at the beginning of the summer then, Abby?
Yes, about a month ago. I'm now officially employed by Ascot. I am now their marketing manager. So if you see all that top quality social media, you know who it is.
If you hadn't already known that was the case, then she's clearly not doing a great job.
Thanks for that, Tom.
That's all right, banter. Well, you left my safe employee for.
Yeah, still quite bitter.
Yeah.
Clearly, I think this is a joke that's going to run and run. I was really, to be honest, really glad that you managed to get a job in football. That's what you always wanted. So, absolutely brilliant and good on you. There we go. I win some, I lose some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I'm still here in Berkshire, so
yes, this is true.
I haven't left you entirely in the lurch.
Your output has not dimmed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Abby, first of all, for your position officially. Obviously, we might have mentioned that before, but
I can't remember. But yeah, I think just to give a handle on Abby's slight bias there. I'm not sure bias really comes into it. Anybody that I've spoken to at other clubs at the moment is of the opinion that currently, if Ascot don't win it this year, and this is without knowing, So obviously last season we didn't know about Southall, we didn't know about Hanworth Villa and what those guys had done. So there may be another club out there that's doing similar things. But I think from our bubble, and speaking to people I've spoken to at various other clubs, they're not looking forward particularly to playing Ascot this year. I'm sure there are a few clubs that absolutely cannot wait to play Ascot this season. So so we shall see.
That Step 5 league is very tough to get out of because it's just obviously it's the one champions. Every non-league league, it's only the champions that go up automatically. But in Step 5, obviously, it's just the second place that goes into an interdivisional playoff. So rather than having the next 4 or the next 6 places taken up by playoff contenders, it's only that top one. And I quite like the interdivisional playoff, but it does mean if there's 2 good sides in the league as well as Ascot, then there's going to be potentially a 3-horse race for those 2 spots. Tom, you've got your arm up. You asking?
Yes.
To ask a question.
I've got some. I think I've got some breaking news.
Breaking news. Go on then.
That's Twitter. It looks like Reading FC women have announced the signing of Becky Jane on a 1-year contract following the end of her contract with Charlton Athletic.
I have just seen that, actually, yes.
There we go.
She is a former Royal as well.
She is, yes.
It's a welcome back.
I believe we already have pictures in the system, so we're good for that.
Oh, that's exciting, isn't it?
There we go. Oh, no, you retweeted it 28 minutes ago there. There we go. I've only just seen it. So as far as...
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah.
Abby's showing why she gets the job in the social media scene. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Good stuff. So yeah, Ascot certainly a side to watch this season. From talk around the club, is there any hope of just the league, or are you looking for a cup run as well? Is there? I know a lot of teams last season with perhaps COVID and what was happening and the uncertainty around finishing the league, maybe sort of sacrificed the cups, as it were, a little bit and concentrated on their league if they had a good chance of promotion. Then what's the thoughts around Ascot at the moment?
Yeah, I think fairly similar to you mentioned about Tadley before. I think a nice cup run is definitely on the cards potentially, and hopefully, and that's sort of in the plans. Definitely, I think, like you say, I think lots of people focused previously on just sticking it out in the league, didn't they? Whereas, I think now that we're not clear, but now that COVID is much less of a kind of concern in terms of actually, are we going to finish a season? I think definitely looking for a nice cup run. Absolutely.
Very good. Good. Well, yeah, good luck to Ascot, of course, and any other team in the combined counties Div North with Berkshire affiliations. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing how they progress as the season goes on. Tom, who is going to be your team to watch over this 2022-23 season?
Oh, do you know what? I have got a little feeling that Slough might do something this year.
Yes.
Just have in the back of my mind, like I can't necessarily tell you the reason for it, but they've had a couple. Like they've made some good signings, but they've had a couple of years, and obviously COVID got in the way as well. But they've had a couple of sort of years of consolidation, and I just think that knowing bakes and unders, they aren't going to be settling for that, and they're not going to be satisfied with that. And I just think we might see a little challenge for a little push up the table. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the season they're sitting in that last little playoff spot.
I think they've retained a lot of the players they wanted to keep from last season as well, and
Yes.
they didn't have too bad a season last year, but they did have such a very poor start,
Yes.
and results wise anyway, and so to get back, and at one point they sort of looked like an outside shot for the playoffs towards the end of the season. Perhaps left themselves with too much to do in the end, but you're right. Maybe you eliminate that poor start. They, like you say, retained the best of the players I think that they wanted from last season, and added to that one or two notable signings. George Wells, obviously, coming in from Maidenhead, being one. Yeah, I'd quite fancy Slough as well. They've had some decent results in pre-season, just sort of going about their business well, and I think they could. In that division, again, you're never quite sure who's going to be up there, but you look at the teams who were in the playoff spots last year and how close they got, and Slough wouldn't be out of place with those sort of teams. So a decent chance, I think.
Slightly different question, but if I can ask it of myself, the team I'm most excited by or interested by, just to see what happens, and I just have to go across the other side of Berkshire to Hungerford. I'm absolutely fascinated to see what Danny Robinson does this season. This is usually a much higher level of the football pyramid than I would normally be interested in, but I just absolutely fascinated to see what he does this season, because they've lost probably their best two players. They've brought in some good young players. Mark Scott's gone there from Bracknell. Harrison Bailey's back. I cannot wait to see what they do. That what if at the end of the season it's between Slough and Hungerford for that last, or what if they're both in the playoffs? I think Hungerford are an absolutely fascinating club, and I'm really excited to see what they do this season. I mean, I'm excited for everybody, all of the teams, but yeah, I think there we go. That's it. Nothing more to say.
Yeah, Hungerford certainly looking. They've had two very good seasons, really, considering the size of the club, and it'll be interesting to see how the third one goes. Danny Robinson has certainly been a huge asset since he's gone there, and the club is very, very well run. So. Certainly enjoyed my visit there towards the end of last season. They've still got the 4 for a score deal going on, where you get your match ticket, your program, a meal, burger and chips, or whatever you want, and a pint for 20 quid. So lots to like about Hungerford, and certainly some reasons to be getting down there at the end of the season. Or at some point this season, rather. Sorry, not the end of the season.
Just wait. Hold off till the end of the season. It'll
just
be
wait till
fine.
March, and then go there. No, at some point this season. Yes, absolutely. No, but there's other teams as well. I mean, look how Eversley in California got into the playoffs in the combined counties last season, and the two best sides from last year have been promoted, or the three best sides from last year have been promoted, because Hilltop have been moved up as well. So in the combined counties Div 1, that is, potentially. I'm not sure of any of the new clubs that are in the league, obviously, after the restructure or the shuffle about of the divisions. But Eversley we'll be looking at that division and thinking, well, only one of the clubs in this league finished above us last season, so why can't they sort of push on a little bit and potentially go for a title chase? We've already mentioned Ascot at step 5. At step 4, we've got Binfield and Thatcham. I think Binfield have been looking very good in pre-season. They've made some very interesting signings. As Tom very noisily drinks through his bottle there. Apologies
Sorry,
about that.
everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was going to be quite as noisy as that.
You're literally wearing a mic and it's directly next to it.
Yeah, but I'm an amateur.
Oh God, you'd think we'd be a bit more professional at this point, wouldn't you? But no.
No. This is our sort of like easing ourselves back in. Definitely. Yeah.
Pre-season still.
Pre-season, yeah, exactly. And Binfield, as I was saying, good chance at step 4. I think they'll be very keen to prove that, like last season, they were probably the best of the teams that were not really in promotion contention or playoff contention. And I think this season they'll be looking to prove that they're going a bit further up. Bracknell's first season at step 3. I think that you've got to look at them and look at the squads they've got and the results they've been getting, and think, yeah, they could certainly challenge for promotion again. You know, maybe, I don't know if getting 2 promotions on the bench is asking too much for them, but I don't think Bobby Wilkinson will be thinking that way. I think they'll definitely be looking to be getting up there at the end of the season. And as we've already mentioned, Slough and Hungerford. So I think there's going to be lots of sort of top of the table action across Berkshire this season. We might even have promotion challenges from step 2 all the way down to step 6.
That'd be exciting.
That
No
would be
relegation,
exciting.
No relegation.
No relegation. Well, we won't talk about that side of the table at all. No, and just assume everything's going to be okay for all our clubs. Absolutely. Any bold calls for the season that we want to make? I've sort of made mine there in that there's going to be promotion challenges from step 2 all the way down to step 6 for Berkshire clubs. Tom, I think you wanted.
Is this when we go to the mailbag, Tom?
Sort of, yes. If I've got the mailbag ready. So, Abby, do you want to do yours first?
I think I might be slightly copying someone. I think maybe, who was it? I think it might have been Wokingham today. Might have replied to it. No, I just would like to see. I don't know if this is probably not a very bold claim, but just Reading beating West Ham in the FA Cup. That'd be a bold claim, possibly, because they're like such a nemesis for us in the FA Cup every time. That's assuming we even draw them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very bold either. I'm not very good at bold claims. I don't know. I want to become a professional footballer. That's a bold claim, isn't it?
Does anyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Is anyone you think maybe from Ascot or somewhere else in the division is going to finish as top scorer or anything like that? You fancy? Who do you fancy to get a lot of goals this season? Throw it out to the women's leagues as well. I know we said we talk mainly about the men's because they're starting this weekend. But if you want to throw it out to the women's, we'll let you do that one too.
Thanks. I'll start with the men's one though, because Jake White's back from Wokingham and Embrook, isn't he?
Yes.
He is.
Scored a banger by all accounts the other night.
Yeah,
last night.
5 minutes afterwards, wasn't he? He's only gone on for 5 minutes and in the back of that. So yeah, I'm expecting big things from him again. I think he'll be after his injury, he'll be chomping at the bit. So yeah, I'm going to say Jake White, top goal scorer of Wokingham and Embrook. Although that's not really bold, is it?
No, it's not really. He was the top scorer. He has been the top scorer.
I'm very good at this.
Do you want some? I've got some for you. So Max Roscoe on Twitter says Slough to get promoted to the National League. I think that's.
We could have SL Classico at the National League level.
Yes,
that'd be great.
Alicia Povey, that woman that's moved over the border. Both Royals futsal men's and women's promoted to NFS Tier 1.
Ooh.
I don't know how bold that is. I think that's quite plausible.
Okay, I think this is bold. Caversham United women to win the Vitality Women's FA Cup.
That is bold. Yeah.
I mean, they got to third round qualifying in their first attempt at it. So, and I think they gave QPR a fairly decent game last season. So yeah, but I mean, they could do a Clapton and end up being one of the WSL teams, so you never know.
It would certainly be a game to watch.
Bold claim. I would like to see a club from step 4 or below get to the latter qualifying rounds of the FA Cup.
All right.
If
you had to choose one,
I don't know. do you know what? It'd be great if something like Reading City got
Yeah.
to, but I mean, if they get past Highworth Town, then why not? But starting in the extra preliminary round is a long way to go. What's that? 6 games? 5 games? Something like that.
You play 6 games before you get in the first round if you start in extra preliminary round.
I think that if I'm looking at that sort of level, I think Binfield, Thatcham, they're the ones you're looking at to get to the later rounds. Why couldn't Ascot? No reason why not. But also, do you know what? Let's have another Vars final. Come on.
Who would be your tip to go long in the Vars? Are you still sticking with Ascot because they are? I mean, the one that has been talked about.
As it stands, and this possibly shows a complete lack of knowledge of what some of the other teams have been up to, and maybe for them that's how they'd quite like it. I mean, a couple of the managers I speak to, they quite like to go under the radar. They're fine with that. They don't mind me not talking about them. I think that Ascot have shown they mean business, whether that is successful or not. Only football will tell. But can they go far in the Vars? Of course they can. Would I have expected last season that it would be Berks County and Wallingford were the 2 teams that went really far in the Vars? Absolutely not. It just goes to show that. Who knows? It totally depends on the draw, doesn't it? So
there's a certain manager back at Windsor that has had some success in the Vars already. So maybe you could bring it back again. Mick Woodham, of course.
I haven't spoken to Mick. I must admit he's on my list of people to get in touch with. But I'd imagine Mick is Mick's no fool, and he knows how to set a team up. And I know the Windsor fans are absolutely delighted to have him back.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what that turns into on the pitch, we'll find out. That's dreadful for a preview podcast. We'll find out. Who knows?
It's quite
again in 6 months when they've all played all of their games.
It'd certainly be exciting to see Mick back there, and obviously he's had some good success at Windsor before. Barry Hale's back as part of his team, possibly player coach as well. We don't quite know that.
Well, because he's played, hasn't he?
Yeah,
according to the Daily Star,
he might be playing. Yeah, exactly.
How did that happen?
Absolutely. And
why is there a story about snakes today on the Daily Star? How did that happen?
Just what I was coming to next.
I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah. You can take over if you want. You seem to have the running order down pat. No. So
I believe your official title is head of audio visual. So
okay, right, yeah, that sounds important.
Carry on, mate.
Good. Well, yes, as you alluded to there, there is a mention in the Daily Star today about a game that happened last night. We're recording on Wednesday today, and as we mentioned, the football season is starting for most clubs either this weekend or their league campaign starting the following weekend. But 2 clubs or 2 Berkshire sides or Berkshire affiliated sides are actually got their campaigns off underway last night when Wokingham and Embrook hosted the newly named Wallingford and Crowmarsh in the Combined Counties Premier Division North game.
I liked how you just checked yourself there, Rob, because I'm not sure either. Wallingford and Crowmarsh Town? It's just Wallingford and Crowmarsh. Just Wallingford and Crowmarsh. I have to keep checking myself. It's Wallingford and Crowmarsh. I'm sure that's it. Yes.
Yeah. So Wallingford and Crowmarsh first game. Yeah, they've first game at Step 5 for a little while, and they have dropped the town part, as you said, as they've merged with Crowmarsh. Was it Crowmarsh? Crowmarsh Juniors.
Crowmarsh Juniors. Yeah, I think so.
And seems like a Crowmarsh Youth. There we go. Is a decent. It seems like a nice move for both clubs as the Crowmarsh Youth gets a clear pathway to adult football and access to all the facilities at Wallingford Sports Hub, whereas Wallingford seems to get obviously the pick of the best, or rather first choice of the best youth talent in the area, and the added benefit of all the committee and the strong volunteer network that Crowmarsh have. So an interesting combination there, and it looks like one that might be helping to progress the clubs.
I chatted to Lee Matthews, their manager, yesterday. What's today? Wednesday, Tuesday. Spoke to him yesterday, and he said, and the thing that made me, just having been involved in a club and sponsorship and stuff before, he said it's made a huge difference. They've got ad boards around every inch of the pitch perimeter. That's like, and I mean, the thing is, the pitch perimeter at Wallingford is quite big. It's because the pitch is the area for the pitch is enormous, so it's much bigger than the runoffs on it are quite large. So yeah, there's a lot of space to fill in it. But he said it's made a huge difference having Cromarsh in. They've got a lot off the back of it, and but just getting advertisers and sponsors into clubs. So if they've managed to do that, and he was really upbeat about. He was a bit downbeat about the injuries he's had, but upbeat about the state of the club and what it's in currently. So he said it's up to me now. So yeah.
Good. Well, it's a club that's been stepping on season over the last few years, and
Rob, you and I watched them a couple of times last season. They were absolutely relentless, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they knocked Ascot out of the Vase last year when we saw them, which was a really good game.
You saw them. I was pushing a buggy around the pitch.
Absolutely. Very good game there. But another interesting side to keep an eye on this year. So lots of interest there. Yes, but we were talking about what transpired in the Star. Do you want to give anyone who's wondering what we're banging on about a little?
A couple of weeks ago, Andrew Batt took some pictures of Barry Hales playing for Windsor at 50 years old. So I sent them to a friend of mine on the sports desk at the Daily Star. They've used them. FIB got a nice little contribution for that, and then last night, Paul Smithson, Windsor fan Paul Smithson, was at Wokingham v Wallingford and Cromarsh, and he took a picture of the. I'd been saying to him, make sure if you want to get pictures of like around the grounds and stuff and interesting things, and he did just that, and it reminded me of the fact that there is. I have a picture from a year ago of this sign about the snakes in the grass in the long grass at Wokingham, and it's still there. And he took a picture of it, and I've put something up this morning with the express intention of sending it to my mate on the Daily Star, and it's gone up this morning. So that is now there. In fact, I might be able to show just go to the Daily Star website. It's on there. Click football. It's fine.
Or you can watch it on our website, and that's, you can see the article there as well.
Indeed, you can.
Indeed, you can. Brilliant.
That's been nice. So anything odd that we see around the grounds will be going straight to the news desk at the Daily Star. Doesn't mean you will have to start buying it. Don't worry. We're not all. We don't have to start going and buying newspapers.
Yeah. Highlight other publications.
Go on their website. I work on the websites. It's fine. Go to their website and look at it. It's fine.
Well, okay. I don't quite want to leave it there when we're plugging other people's content. So why don't Abby, you tell us about the Grassroots National Awards that you attended the other day?
I didn't attend the National Awards. I'm not quite that fancy yet.
Oh, sorry.
I went to the County Awards.
That's correct.
So Berks and Bucks had their county awards where they recognise all the fantastic people who are across our wonderful county FA. So I was politely reminded by Steph Clark, who is the communications officer at Berks and Bucks, because I thought we had quite a small county, but actually it turns out Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, like a trillion chunks of Oxfordshire, we're huge, basically, like one of the largest county FAs. And so Steph very gladly corrected me on that one. Yeah, I didn't realise quite how big it was. So there was a few Berkshire winners in there, which is great. So Woodley United, they got Club of the Year. One of the managers at Taplow, I can't remember his name now, this is really bad, he got Manager of the Year. But of significance, he's called Josh something. I can't remember what his surname is.
You'd never catch either me or Rob making an error like this, ever. Yeah.
But the big success of the evening is that Katie Allen was the match official of the year. She's only 17. She is I'm I feel inferior to her because she's done so much already. So she's on the National Youth Board as well, and she's petitioned the government and things. She got 10,000 signatures. She wrote a letter to the government. Yeah, she's a superstar basically, and also she's just a really incredible referee, and she's a really nice person. She's one of them people. She's really nice as well.
Oh God!
Yeah, I know. Another
Who was
one.
it last season who was like great and really nice? And who was it? We
Can't
were
remember. There was
probably Emma
somebody.
Harris, wasn't it?
Maybe I can't.
Really
But
good
yeah,
at
she's just one of
football,
those.
nice person. Ugh,
Oh
God.
no, it was Freya Jenkins because she's good at football. She's good at
Yes.
cricket, and she's a nice person. So
Yeah.
boo to Freya.
Awful. Worst people.
Not
in the
Freya
world.
Jenkins, sorry, Freya Johnson. Well, Freya Jenkins is nice as well from Caversham, but I mean Freya Johnson at Ascot, sorry.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, just lots of nice Freyas in Berkshire, apparently. I'm getting distracted here. No, so my point is that yes, so Katie won Match Official of the Year, and she's been here, there, and everywhere over Berkshire. There's lots of photographs of her all over the place, but she also was then nominated.
I've just remembered that there's that picture. There's a great picture of her sending off a kid.
Oh right, yeah,
on a bike.
yeah. The pitch invasion of a kid on a scooter. It's a great photo. Thanks, Andrew Batt. But yes, so I digress. She won Match Official of the Year, and then so she was put forward for Match Official of the Year at the Nationals, and she won it, which is incredible. Much well deserved. Oh, that was too many adjectives there. Much deserved. So yeah, she was awarded that, and they did the ceremony at the Community Shield at the King Power, Rob. So yeah, congratulations to Katie, basically. And at some point, I should hopefully have a podcast episode with her. I'm not putting a time frame on it, but there will be at some point.
It's always I must admit, it is always dangerous when we put time frames on things. As a group, we're not great at that, are we?
No. But stop this season,
highlighting our flaws and telling other people to go to other publications.
Sorry, Rob. Here's that picture of Katie that everybody. I was just poor kid. Look at him. Look at the distress in his eyes. He's disgusted with himself. Sorry to anybody listening that can't see this, but it's a brilliant photo. There we go.
So
if you want to see it, go to Facebook. Go to our Facebook page and check out the live broadcast. About 42 minutes in. It's brilliant.
So yeah, congratulations to Katie, basically.
Lovely job indeed. That's a great note to end on. Unless, of course, there's anything else we need to cover from either of you today. A couple of.
I'm sure there was.
We've had our awards night, so we can't plug that anymore.
No, I do want to talk about the silver medal in the prison Euros, but maybe we'll do that next time.
Oh, very
that
good.
wasn't a joke in the group chat.
No, Berkshire representation in
what you were talking about.
Berkshire representation in the prison Euros. We'll do that next. I'm going to try and set up a little interview. Do that, and look out next Friday for a very special interview with Berkshire's representative in the Finnish second division.
Oh, yeah, very good. We know that one's heard about that one coming, and it sounds top draw.
This isn't like a wild promise. This is I have recorded it. It's done. I haven't edited it. It's not. I'm carrot wet. It's one of my socks. I haven't like edited it yet, but it's ready. It's ready. So look out for it. There will be a written version of it. It's also going in the Maidenhead Advertiser in the Slough Express. So look out for that.
Very good. Nice bit of plugging to finish. So
plugging other publications again. It'll also be on our website. So look at it on our website, please.
Well, why don't I give you the chance to tell everyone where they can find all our content, Tom? So you can finish by plugging our own
www.maidenhead-advertiser.co.uk. It is. You can go to www.footballinberkshire.co.uk. Find us on Twitter at FIBerkshire or FIB_women. Instagram is at FIBerkshire, and Facebook, just type Football in Berkshire with the spaces to find us. We'd love to see you. Also, why not sign up for our newsletter? Our newsletter will be going out weekly. As long as I can persuade one of these two or one of the other 5 people that works on FIB to help me write it. That would be fun. You can do that on the web. You can sign up for that on the website. So please go and do that. That would be great.
Lovely job. Well, with that hollow promise ringing in our ears, I think it's time to end it here. Yeah, well, it's all that's left to say is thank you very much for listening. You can go online and watch the recording of this. You've already done all the social media bits, so I don't need to do that. So I just need to say thank you to Abby Ticehurst.
You're welcome. Thanks. It's been nice to be back, I think.
I think so, yeah. We'll be a bit tighter next time round.
You
Perhaps,
haven't been mean to me, either of you, today, so I'm quite impressed with that.
Oh, I thought.
Well, you said you're emotional early doors, so I thought I better not poke at that.
If I'm honest, I thought I was quite mean to you earlier, but never mind.
Maybe I'm just still so delusional that I didn't even notice.
I think I'm just going to go and watch the last 15 minutes again, to be honest.
Yeah, you are trying to make her cry now, so let's leave it there. Anyway, say goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Say goodbye, Abby.
Such a dad joke. See ya.
And it's goodbye from me as well. Bye-bye.